boy.
I originally came to Canada to try this route called Primetime in Assafail. Sadly, the entire time we were there, the route was wet, except for on the last day, which I got to try it a little bit, and it got me really psyched to return. However, right before I arrived, the route had broken. There was a jug between the two cruxes, and with that hold breaking off, it was inevitable that the climb was going to be much, much harder. On my first trip, I was able to do all of the moves on the final day because it had dried enough to be able to climb on it, and it got me really psyched to come back. I returned back in October, a little bit late for Assafail season, in hopes of putting this thing down before the bad weather came. The route breakdown is pretty simple. It's just like a very, very long boulder problem. You start the route with not pretty easy climbing, followed by about a little V4, V5 move to a couple more good holds, and then it's straight into the first crux, which was the original crux of the route before it broke. You do this incredibly hard Gaston move where you pull up really high and you get this vertical Gaston with your right hand, and it's very far away and it's hard to move the feet and your body's kind of all out of position, but the move's awesome, and it's probably about a V11 or so boulder problem down low. Once you do that Gaston move, you have to cross your left hand up to this pretty good 3-finger in cut, followed by a nice jug outright that you can't really rest on it. It's like a 2-pad flat edge. You clip off of it, and then basically from there embark straight into the second boulder problem. The original climb had a jug between the two cruxes that allowed for climbing a little bit more direct, and also allowed for a really big foothold through the second crux. I was told that the original second boulder problem was about V9. Now I would say the second boulder is probably around V11 or so. What's really cool about the route is that the style completely changes. The first boulder problem is super powerful, good feet, but just incredibly powerful and hard moves. The second boulder problem, you go up with the right hand to this decent edge, and then you clip off of that. And then from there, you go out left to this really, really small edge, which is probably about a fifth of a pad. And then you come in with the right hand to a kind of slopey, crossly edge, and then reach out left to this hooded, slopey crimp, which is decent, but when you're tired, it's really hard to grab. From there, you get this right heel hook, cross up to this really small crimp, and set your foot on this bad foothold, and then jump for this final sloping jug, which then the route kind of culminates in about 30 or so feet of probably like 510D, low 511 climbing. Nothing too difficult, hopefully nothing that you would fall on after getting through that bottom sequence. And so after my fourth attempt, which I felt incredibly close to sending the route, I knew a couple of days of really cold weather were coming. And so the plan was to rest. There was maybe an inch of snow coming, but it wasn't going to be anything that was going to affect the wall. And it looked like it was going to warm up in a couple of days, and I was hopefully going to be able to send it since I had 2 days left on my trip before heading back home. And yeah, that's kind of what the plan was.
Yeah!
Oh, fuck!
Oh, good one, go.
Oh.
Good try, dude. Yes! So sick when he's sticking. I think I'm a casual ice climber. I think, yeah, these boulders. Whoa!
Dude, I love this. This is like. How's the dynamic range for something like this?
That is so sick, dude.
Well, came up here for a last effort, and sadly, it's just way too cold. Went up the route to just kind of feel holds and stuff like that, and just numbed out. It's negative 1 degree Celsius right now. It's about 30 degrees Fahrenheit, and sadly going home empty-handed this trip, but excited to come back next year and hopefully finish this thing up once winter passes. Good thing I've got a lot of projects to try at home. See you soon, world.